What's up, everybody? Let everybody come here in the chat in a second. Gonna wrap up with y'all for a little bit, just a little bit. Say, figure I'll jump on live and say what's up to y'all for a quick second. Not too long. Salute to everybody. Today's Thursday, right? Thursday. Hopefully everyone's having a good Thursday. Should have sent the link to DMV, see if he jumps in real quick. What up, what up? What up, Devin? What's up, Sin City? What's up, Denzel? What's going on with your dog? Tucking Cabo live. Yeah, I'm in Cabo, right? Cabo, San Lucas, Cabo Cowboy, man. It's beautiful out here. I'm not in the pool yet because it's still a little windy. So I'm gonna kind of wait till things kind of settle a little bit. We just had breakfast. We out here at beautiful Cabo, San Lucas at the resort. There's the pool and everything out there. And so, yeah, man, just been out here vibing, having a good time, y'all. Getting some much needed R&R with the wife, and yeah, just been relaxing, man. I went, saw the short, man. I went deep sea fishing, which was a bucket list item for me. I always wanted to do it since I was a kid, and we finally did. The wife got it for me for an anniversary gift, and man, if you haven't been, I definitely recommend it just for the experience to go deep sea fishing. Like when I caught that marlin, y'all, I was literally reeling that marlin for like an hour and 15 minutes. It was like an hour and 15 minutes of tug of war. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a seatbelt or anything, so I'm trying to stay in the seat. And then they're telling me to sit down, but I'm reeling. The damn fish snapped one of the lines, so I only had one line left. Like, it was the most intense thing I ever went through, man. But it was so fun to catch that marlin. It was about 9 feet, 180 pounds, something like that. So yeah, it was fun. And I called my shot, man. I called my shot. I told the wifey I was going to catch a marlin today. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was tripping, but I said I am going to catch a marlin today. So as tired as my arms was, as tired as my back was, I was not going to give up and let that marlin get away. He almost got away a few times, right? He almost got away a few times. But I said, nah, we gonna bring him in. But I didn't. I did a catch and release. I didn't keep him because they were gonna like send him home to me and do all the. I'm not doing all that, right? So I caught him, took a photo with him real quick, and then caught him and let him release because I didn't want to cook it or stuff it and have it sent back to Kansas City because we're still out here for a few more days. So I wasn't gonna do all that, man. So beautiful time out here in Cabo San Lucas. Beautiful people. Amazing weather thus far. Yeah, just been chilling. What else did we do, Lovey? We went. Oh yeah, we did a boat tour. Had dinner on the boat. And then yeah, besides that, just being in the pool, playing some beach volleyball, some pool volleyball, and y'all see I'm getting dark as hell out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's been less than in Cabo. So it's funny because upstairs they were showing on the NFL Network the Dallas Cowboys playoff game in 2009. And that was the game where Romo and Witten went to Cabo and got beat by the Giants. And I was like, man, now I understand why Witten and Romo came to Cabo. I fully understand why Witten and Romo came to Cabo because it's hard to say no. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say no. A lot of Cowboys players come out to Cabo. If you guys know, like the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry signed the deal to buy the Dallas Cowboys was here in Cabo. So there's a lot of lineage. When it comes to Cabo, of course, Zeke going to Cabo, the infamous playoff game, what's not, man. So a great time. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing good. Like I said, today is Thursday, right? Wanted to chime in with y'all real quick, talk to y'all. Not much going on. I've been kind of checked out a little bit, which rightfully so. Not too much going on. I saw some workout videos kind of going on, but as we gear up for camp in 2 weeks. But it's funny, I was watching the 2009 playoff game, as I mentioned. And what I'm starting to realize, y'all, we are just a dominant running back organization. You know what I'm saying? We're just a dominant running back organization. Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith. I was watching the playoff game with Marion the Barbarian, rest in peace. DeMarco Murray, Ezekiel Elliott, like all those years, we had a dominant running back. Life just seems easier. Life just seems easier for Dallas Cowboys fans, right? Now, I don't understand why the Cowboys want to kind of go this running back by committee, but I was watching Marion the Barbarian kind of run, even though we lost that game because Brandon Jacobs was going crazy. You know, we couldn't stop the run back then in the playoffs, right? But it was like, man, we had Marion the Barbarian. Like, we just had one of those guys that we knew if we need to give them the ball, we can give them the ball. I do not know why the Dallas Cowboys tend to get away from that often, but we'll see. You know, whether that can be Javonte, Miles, Phil, Jadon, somebody, but somebody needs to take the reins and become a true RB1, because I just don't feel comfortable, y'all, with having running back by committee. It's just never worked for us, you know. And I just feel like since we didn't spend a premium when it comes to the running back, it's easy to neglect it. Now, I do believe in Dak Prescott, but I don't want the entirety of the season to be on Dak Prescott's shoulders, right? So I want someone to be able to take that burden off of his shoulders with the running game. Now, who that will be, we don't know. But right now, I feel like it's open season. We can make the arguments. I know a lot of you guys like Phil Maffa. I like Jadon Blue. You know, I think Javonte Williams is decent enough, but I feel like he's not a true threat. And then maybe Miles Sanders still has something left in the tank, but it's a lot of question marks, some uncertainty. I would rather just have a guy where I know if I need to give him 25, 30 carries in Philadelphia and get out here with the win, we can rely on that guy. And I just don't think the Cowboys have that. But speaking of the Cowboys, man, I'm sure all you guys are familiar with big fan base here in Mexico, man. There were so many people watching my Cowboys stuff, and one guy was trying to buy my Cowboys hat off me and offer me some alcohol and offer my wife some champagne for you know, my hat. You know what I'm saying? My dog roaming the building, unfortunately, I don't care, bro. Yeah, man, I just feel like, I don't know. I think that's the disheartening part, where it's just like, they're just comfortable with just being all right, you know? And I just like, I don't know, man. Like I said, just watching Marion run the ball, you know what I'm saying? Watching the Barbarian, rest in peace, run the ball. Like, we don't have that. There is not a running back currently on the roster, I would say, that I would take over Marion Barber right now. See what I'm saying? Like, so I just don't understand why they're so comfortable with just going with a bunch of guys versus having a guy. I just feel like things were just easier, bro, when we had that guy, right? And it's not hard to do. It wasn't hard to do, especially with this draft class, especially with some of the free agency, especially in last year's class. There's something that we are missing why the Cowboys aren't spending premium at the running back position. And, you know, I was watching, because last night, like, you know, there's not much TV going on around here. Like, their ESPN has, like, soccer and stuff like that. But, you know, they had on NFL Network, they were showing, like, the best of Joe Burrow. So they were showing, like, Joe Burrow's 2021 run, right? And be honest with you, a lot of that was the wide receivers, man. Chase and Higgins was going crazy. But, you know, they were showing that AFC Championship game versus the Chiefs. And, you know, back when the Chiefs had, like, Jerick McKinnon and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if the Cowboys are seeing the Chiefs' success and feel like you don't need a premium running back, but that's the wrong team to model. You know what I'm saying? That's the wrong team to model. Don't try to do things the Chiefs way, bro, because I love Dak Prescott, but he's not Pat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So Pat erases a lot of inefficiencies that the Chiefs have. So trying to build a team in their image, bro, that's not the route to go. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? Says there hasn't been hardly any I would take over Marion Barber since then. Yeah, bro. I mean, besides like prime Zeke, you know, I mean DeMarco. Once he got geared up, I'll probably put DeMarco over Marion. But I mean, outside of that, y'all, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even if you take out Marion the Barbarian, like, I wouldn't, because we know we had Felix Jones and we had Julius Jones out of Notre Dame. Like, I don't think that the last 2 years, I wouldn't take Rico over Felix Jones. I wouldn't take Rico over Julius Jones. I wouldn't take old Zeke over Julius Jones or Felix Jones. You know what I'm saying? So we just haven't had that. And guess we kind of had it a little bit with Pollard, but Pollard was coming off the injury. Pollard was a shade of himself as well, you know. But I just feel like when we have that guy at the running back position, it's just made life easier on everybody. You know, think about that 2019. You had Jason Witten kind of his prime. You had Terrell Owens. You had Miles Austin. So you had your two wide receiver duo, three if you're counting Witten. Then you had your offensive line, physical offensive line. Had Tony Romo. And then you had Marion Barbarian. Like, that's a good nucleus offensively, right? Because Wade Phillips wasn't the best coach. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the best coach. But you had a lot of talent on that offensive side of the ball. It just made life easier on everybody. So I just think that something has gone lost in translation. Maybe it needs to be a question that's asked, but I don't know why the Dallas Cowboys have lost, I don't know, faith or something when it comes to the premium running back anymore. And maybe it's a compensation thing, but you can literally churn and burn these running backs. You can draft a premium running back and then go get you another one in 4 years. So maybe the Zeke thing kind of scared them out of it, right? But it's like, bro, you don't have to cave and fold. Like, that was the Cowboys' fault. You know, I wasn't doing content back then, y'all, but even back then, me personally, when Zeke brought his ass here to Cabo, I was like, let him run in that Cabo sand. Now, me and the wifey just went and ran in Cabo sand yesterday. She's out of commission right now because that shit is like running in quicksand. So I get why players come to Cabo and run that sand. But even when Zeke held out, me personally, I was like, shit, let him hold out, bro, because we did have Tony Pollard. But they folded. But you can't put the running back position in a bind because of what happened to you during that Zeke situation. You know what I'm saying? I think that's completely negligence when it comes to roster building. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe it was something. Maybe it's something Stephen Jones related. But I don't understand why they just won't go get a premium, dominant running back that you can give 25, 30 attempts to and win a cold game in Buffalo if you have to. All right? But it just is what it is. But also, man, I was talking this about somebody the other day. It may have been Roman DMV. I may have forgot. But, you know, when it comes to Dak Prescott and all this unnecessary hate, one, I understand it's just for conversation and clicks. People need to get their clicks off. People are coming into the content space. They're trying to get their channels off, man. But, you know, I was talking to a guy the other day about Dak, and I was like, man, at the end of the day, whether you have him in your top 10, top 15, top 20, top 30, whatever, right? Whatever your take is on Dak Prescott is the ultimate competitor. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy who's done things the right way, who when he popped this damn ankle out, he tried to put it back in himself, right? Even last year when he tore his hamstring off the bone, he still wanted to try to play and be there for his team. You know, all the qualities and characteristics that you can want in a leader and a quarterback, Dak Prescott possesses, man. And the one thing I will say about Dak Prescott, y'all, is that no matter what, no matter the opponent, and granted, we might lose, right? No matter, we might lose, you know what I'm saying? But as long as I got 4 out there, I know that we're not going out like no hoes. You see what I'm saying? Like, as long as I got Dak out there, as long as I got 4 out there, I know we're going to compete all 4 quarters, right? And so there's something special with that. Is he Pat Mahomes? No. Is he Lamar Jackson? You can make the argument, probably not from an athleticism standpoint, but he's more than enough, right? He's more than enough capable. And I felt like a lot of these narratives I'm seeing when it comes to Dak, it's just like, me personally, I'm kind of over it, y'all. Like, I'm kind of over it. You know, I see some of the things on Twitter and Dak and these top 10 lists and all sorts of stuff. And it's just to the point where it's like, I'm not engaged in that shit no more. See what I'm saying? Because here's what people have to understand. As much as we don't like them, right? Much as they are foes, they are ops, all that. Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts just won Super Bowl MVP. And there's still narratives about Jalen Hurts. Right or wrong, clickbait or not, right? There's still narratives about Jalen Hurts. So do you guys really think if Dak Prescott won a Super Bowl, it would just all fade away? No. You know what I'm saying? It would be like, well, Eli Manning has two, so I can't really put it. It would be something else. So it's just like, you know what? When it comes, the concentrated slander is not sensible. Yeah, bro, it's just, it's getting too lazy, I guess, for me, Los, where it's just like, y'all not even trying no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not even trying no more. This is like no knock to the dude who called in the other day, but it's just like, he quit on his team, bro. Like, y'all have gotten so lazy when it comes to your Dak slander and hate or whatever, bro. Y'all don't even know what the hell y'all saying no more. And it's like, why should us as Cowboys fans that have much bigger problems give those people ultimately what they want is just attention? You know what I'm saying? I had a guy come in my YouTube comments the other day, and we did that video, that live stream with Aisha. So it's about since Aisha covered 3. He kept commenting about Dak, right? He kept commenting about Dak. So I kept deleting the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, shoot, right? He probably posted about 18 comments over and over after I would delete another one. It's just that these people want to be acknowledged, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be a part of the conversation. You know, like when we were kids and a kid in 3rd grade might like a girl, so he would kick the back of her chair constantly, right? It's just stupid shit like that when it comes to the Dak hate. And I was like, you know what? It's kind of pointless to me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of pointless. I don't need to defend Dak against anyone's top 10 list. If you make a top 10 quarterback list and Dak Prescott's not in it, that's saying something about your football IQ, not mine. It says, hey, y'all hit the button, my boy live in Cabo. And appreciate you, my dog. You know, we always go live at least one time when I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no one's in the pool right. Well, it's like 4 people in the pool right now. So yeah, but I'm just chilling. Like I said, your boy's getting black. You know what I'm saying? By the time I get back next week, man, I'm gonna be crunchy black. And I'm gonna probably be fat as hell. I'm gonna be fat as hell, man. But yeah, it was vacation. But it's like, yeah, I'm just not gonna partake in Dak defense or Dak hate, because I understand all these people really want is just to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Common? What's up with you, dog? So yeah, that's just where we at right there. So it's like, but overall, man, like, I think as we gear up for camp, things are going to start to settle a little bit. Now, of course, right? I've been saying this, I've been preaching this. Would you rather have prime Sean Lee on this team or prime David Ernie? That's a great question. I would rather take prime. I would take prime, healthy Sean Lee over a lot of people. I would take prime, healthy Sean Lee over a lot of people. Me personally, like I said, I wasn't really doing content back then. I was a huge Sean Lee fan, right? I love Sean Lee. You know what I'm saying? I love 5-0. I love watching Sean Lee play football, right? It was just unfortunate with the injuries. I felt like if Sean Lee wouldn't have had the injuries that he had, he would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer by far. Y'all know me. I love the linebacker position. Like, that's my position. You know what I'm saying? So I love Sean Lee, man. I love Sean Lee. And it was crazy to feel like, y'all remember back in the day when Sean Lee used to go down, our season was over. You know what I'm saying? Because he meant that much to our defense. Like, if you ever, you know what? That might be something fun that I could do when I get back, as we gear up for camp. I would love to go through film sessions and break down older players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to go, because of course back then I didn't have it, right? But I would love to go through a Sean Lee film session, right? I would love to go through a Tony Romo film session. I would love to go through a Dez Bryant film session. I would love to go through a DeMarcus Ware film session. Prime Tyron Smith, prime Travis Frederick, prime Jason Witten. That might be something. If I can backtrack and get a hold of it, I think that'll be something that'll be fun to do. So yeah, but I love Sean Lee, man. I love everything that Sean Lee represented. I think Rolando McClain in 1 year with us, he was amazing as well. Yeah, Rolando McClain, that was a parole that hit. That was a dice roll that hit, you know. And then also, y'all remember we did another one on that. Y'all remember when we got what was his name? Alton Smith was his name. Was that his name? Alton Smith that we had in Mike McCarthy's first year. A guy who kind of had some trouble off the field, but took a dice roll on that hit. So David Irving. So Jahan, it's funny you mentioned David Irving. You know, David Irving, I like David Irving. I met bro a few times. You know, he was kind of that wiry 3-tech. You know, I think that because Matt Eberflus had David Irving as well. If you're looking for someone that fits a David Irving type mold, Perion Winfrey, y'all, he has that mold. He has that David Irving type of mold. Now, will he be David Irving? I don't know, right? But he has that mold where he has size, athleticism, versatility, wiry guy, especially in the interior. So the Dallas Cowboys, if they can hit on Perion Winfrey, it might be a situation where they have a David Irving type guy. Nah, he's a 3-tech. He's a 3-tech, John. So Perion Winfrey is more of a 3-tech guy. So it's gonna be more of a 3 versus a 1. He's not a big boxy 1-tech that a lot of Cowboys fans are listening to. He's more of a 3-tech guy. Now he may have played some 1 in the UFL. I didn't go and watch his film in the UFL, but he was 1,000% a 3-tech coming out of Oklahoma in that draft class. So he's going to kind of be your hybrid guy. I would say he's more of a 3-tech and 5 in certain occasions versus a pure 1-tech. But I think Rome did a video on this. But, you know, it might be a situation where Eberflus is not wanting a big physical 1-tech. He wants guys that can pass, rush, and get upfield. So maybe that could be a situation where you have Perion Winfrey, but you also have Osia Digizua, Solomon Thomas, you know, and some of those other guys playing the interior. But we'll have to see how it all unfolds in the rotation as we get out to Oxnard here in a few weeks. But yeah, Sean Lee, love Sean Lee. You know, for me, when it comes to our linebacker core, I like him, but I'm gonna have to be patient and see what I see, right? Because I feel like I do like Kenneth Murray. I see what the attraction could be. I see what the attraction could be for Jack Sanborn, but it's still unproven. I think Maris is going to take a leap. You know, be patient with Overshown. You know, but outside of that, I really don't know what's going to happen with Damone Clark. So our linebacker core, it has a lot of question marks for me. Our base is going to be 4-3. Is that why we aren't focused on Wentech so much? Yeah, I think so, Los. I think because think about what he had in Chicago. You know, he had my guy who I loved out of Florida, Javon Dexter. And Javon Dexter was the 3. And I forgot what was the other guy's name, was like Mitchell or something like that, who played the 1-tech. But he wasn't really the 1-tech and like a lot of people are looking for. So, you know, I think that Eberflus likes more of the athletic 1-techs versus the big boxy guys, right? And what Cowboys fans need to brace themselves for is Eberflus's scheme is going to be more like Dan Quinn's and more like Zimmer's. So take that with a grain of salt, however you like it, right? But his scheme, his philosophy is going to be more Dan Quinn-ish, then it's going to play more Mike Zimmer, right? So it's going to be 3-techs getting up the field, interior pass rush, pulling your ears back, staying on go, playing soft zones, cornerbacks keeping their eyes on the ball, making plays on the ball, forcing turnovers, high motor, just getting after, right? Chasing the ball, flowing to the ball carrier. It's going to be more that style versus Zim was more, hey, you sacrifice yourself for your teammate and to open up other things, right? So I think it's going to be more that free-flowing, hair on fire type defense that Dan Quinn had versus what Coach Zimmer had. Would you move Bell back to linebacker? Looks like Dallas didn't even have safety. He had a decent year at that. Possibly. Possibly, because if I am Marquise Bell and I'm looking for opportunity, you're probably going to have to be more that hybrid, right? So of course he can probably be our big nickel, but it really depends on what's going to be the usage for Wanye, right? Is Wanye going to take Donovan's job or Malik Hooker's job? I don't know, right? Or is he going to be what we call the joker or the star and the nickel, where he's going to be your guy that's covering tight ends, playing around the line of scrimmage? And so what a lot of people forget, though, is Wanye Thomas is going. He's a bigger safety than Marquise. Marquise is more slender, taller, right? But Wanye is about. He probably getting mad. He's probably 215, you know what I'm saying? Like he wavers around 212 to 215, right? So, I think if who's gonna be our other, this is my dog boss Cowboy in the building. I feel like Wanye will probably be more your box safety than Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell is probably going to have a tough time. He's going to have to clearly beat out one of those safeties. But then it also depends on how they're going to use Izzy, right? Is Izzy going to be a corner? Is he going to be a safety? You know what I'm saying? Is Izzy going to be a corner or a safety? I think they're going to probably have Izzy at corner predominantly. So I think it's going to be an uphill battle for Marquise Bell, because I think Donovan stays. I think Malik stays. You'll have Wanye will stay on, right? So that's 3 safeties. I personally wouldn't put him at Marquise Bell at linebacker unless it's like pass situations only. You know what I'm saying? East Coast, my dog. What's going on with you, bro? Man, we're going to Suckley always talking about something else. No. Does aggressively play create dumb penalties though? It can, Regina. It can, right? But you have to do it. You have to be aggressively disciplined, if you will, right? Because also when you have guys and you know that their defensive line likes to get upfield, that can leave massive running lanes, right? That can leave massive running lanes. So, I think that the difference that Matt Eberflus needs to make when it comes between what Dan Quinn used to do is, you got to eat your vegetables first. And what I mean by that, you got to stop the run first to get us in pass rushing situations where now you can peel your ears back and go hunt the quarterback. But I felt like there was often cases when it came to Dan Quinn's defense, we were just on go, right? On go. There was a lot of hero ball, which left those massive run lanes, because if Osa and let's say Mozzie are just putting upfield, getting 5 yards up in the backfield, right? A simple delay handoff, it'll be wide open. So you got to play more discipline. But that's something I'm looking to see, not only from a defensive standpoint, but also from an offensive team standpoint, is that we have to be more disciplined, period. Right? We have to be a lot more disciplined with the dumb penalties, right? If we can't, I don't want to hear all this talk, y'all, about culture, and we're still out there playing undisciplined football, right? Paintball is cool, dinners are cool, lunch is cool, all that, the shoddy drinks are cool. If we're still out there playing undisciplined football, none of that other stuff means anything to me, right? So I think that's going to be one of my biggest things to kind of see is, are we seeing discipline, right? And if a player is not playing disciplined football, what is the punishment, right? What is the punishment? What is the new standard for going out there constantly jumping off sides? Lou, since my dog Lou, he did a breakdown like a few weeks ago about the Green Bay game, about how many penalties saved the Packers in that playoff game. You see what I'm saying? So we have to get away from that. We have to get away with that, because I feel like the Cowboys, we've been a very undisciplined team. And the problem about our undiscipline, to be honest with you guys, we are always undisciplined at the worst possible moment. It's always like the worst possible moment that, okay, boom, we're down by 10. We need a big drive. Okay, Dak Prescott drops back. He avoids two tacklers in the backfield, and he hits CeeDee Lamb for a 75-yard bomb. And then we look up, and there's laundry all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always the worst time, or it's 3rd and 2, and defense is a big stop, and they hand off to Saquon Barkley, and Micah tackles Saquon in the backfield, but it's illegal hands to the face on the It's just always shit like that disrupts the momentum of the game. We have to play more discipline, and that's going to be something I'm really going to be keen on when it comes to Brian Schottenheimer, how he's handling. Bell better become the master of one trade quick. He better. I think Bell's saving grace is going to be special teams, but as far as reps, I think Bell's going to have to earn it their own fashion. He's going to go out there and have to beat somebody out, like flat. Like, it's going to be a situation where, Alka-Seltzer Pro, bro, yeah, cold plus, yeah, trust me. Yeah, it was cold when we were out there on the boat, doing the deep sea fishing. I wore short sleeves, and thinking about it, it was a hot day, but that water was so cold. It was freezing out there, what I'm saying? So I got a little cold out there, but we're going to push through. So my dog, boss. If we only keep 5 DNs who you think gets cut, seems like we have 6 or 7. So, Micah, Fowler, Sam, Donovan, Nealon, that's 5, right? I don't see Peyton Turner cutting through. So that's 5. And there might be another one from special teams. Might be another one. I think we might have to reel our expectations back just a little this year until we see. I mean, Regina, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. That's what I've been saying, but a lot of Cowboys fans don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They want us to know now. So, punishment, take players' helmets off and slap the coach, let's face down. Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus will take that cold right out. Yeah, I'm about to go get some here in a little bit. Actually, because the weather's been changing so much. We off that boat, we were freezing because like all the wind blowing, so it was kind of cold. So I got a little chest cold, but for the most part, I'm grinding through. I feel a lot much better today than I felt yesterday. So yeah, this is a discipline, right? It's just, we've been talking all offseason about competitiveness, competitive toughness, and culture and all sorts of stuff, right? It's going to be up to something for Shotty and his coaching staff to really uphold, and nobody should be immune. Micah has spoken about, everybody, gets into it with everybody, right? So if Micah is slacking, Donovan needs to tell Micah slacking, or if Dak is slacking, any open communication. We'll see how long that lasts, right? But I think that's a good thing, because players oftentimes, and I was thinking about this earlier during breakfast, right? I think the thing is, and I'll ask you guys, who is the bad cop in Dallas? Who is the bad cop in Dallas? And I was thinking about this, and I just don't know who is our bad cop. And what do I mean by that? Like Kansas City. Even though Pat's a little feisty, Pat has some prickish ways about him. He's viewed as the good cop. But Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, they are the bad cops. You know what I'm saying? So Andy Reid doesn't have to really get into his bag when it comes to players, because Travis Kelce will do it, Chris Jones will do it. So I was trying to think, who is our guys that, if the team is slacking, not holding their end of the bargain, who's going to be the bad cop to go out there and say, hey, y'all some bullshit right now, and be vocal about it, right? Maybe it could be Micah. I just don't know right now who's one of those made men that would be that. Yeah, bad cop was J. Lou. Bad cop was probably DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't think Pickens can play it, right? I was thinking about that too, Los. I don't think Pickens can play bad cop because, one, he's trying to change the narrative about himself. 2, he's in a contract year. So I'm not sure that they're going to allow, or even Pickens would want to take that risk of being that guy, right? Because he's trying to change his image, you know? So I would probably say maybe Tyler Smith could be it. Osa would probably be a good one if he has that, but I don't think Osa kind of has that mentality. Trayvon doesn't say much. So I'm not sure who the bad cop is going to be, because the bad cop shouldn't always have to be coaching. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't always have to be coaching staff, right? Sometimes it needs to come inside of the locker room. But I don't know who's going to be it. Personally, I would love for Dak to be it, but that's just not him. So maybe we're going to lean on Micah to be that bad cop for a little bit. But, I mean, he has to get his deal first. You know, he has to get his deal first. Yeah, but I think that Jay Lou was a guy who's kind of outspoken, because you need that. Turpin, I think Turpin's a little too chill for it. Yeah, I mean, and so it could be a situation where it could be the younger guys. I could see a Tyler Booker. I could see a Tyler Smith, right? I could see. I don't think Cooper Beebe's a bad cop. But I could see like Tyler Booker being that guy, but he's gonna have to earn it. Like Tyler Booker's gonna have to earn his name first, right? Gotta be Mike at this point. Yeah, I think you need someone to contrast Dak, right? You need someone to contrast what Dak does. I think Dak he's vocal, but he's not a bad cop. I think it has to be Micah. I think it has to be Micah to be the Black Air Force's leader, to be honest with you. I think it's going to have to be on Micah. I would say maybe Osa. Because Fowler's not going to say much. You know, Overshown's going to be doing his recovery. Deron Bland's not going to say much. Diggs not going to say much. I guess you could have Malik Hooker and Donovan, but it's on Micah. Can you hold the camera for Lamar Jackson edit? I don't know what that means. But I think that, you know, the Cowboys in a good situation. You know, I don't understand the running back thing, to be honest with you guys. I really don't understand the one tech thing, to be honest with you guys, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Just cover the camera. Whatever. But I'm not sure what that, the one tech and the running back thing. You know what I'm saying? So, also, I was talking to somebody about wide receiver 3. Week 1 DB lineup. Week 1 DB lineup, Deron Bland, Kyer Elam, and I'd probably say Israel Mukwano, probably. That would probably be my 3 corners, and then you might sprinkle in Kalen Carson. I wouldn't rush Javon Revel back. I wouldn't rush Trayvon back. If I had to go with my week 1 corners, it would be Kyer Elam, Deron Bland, and Israel Mukwano. Now, where? Preferably, I would probably like to have Izzy and Kyer on the perimeter, Blonde in the nickel. That probably won't be the case. So my question is, who's going to play that nickel? And I'm very unsure about that. I think Deron Bland is going to hit the ground running week 1 as our outside corner. I'll be honest with you guys. But, I mean, if we can just hold tight, 'cause I know a lot of people have been talking about Gil. I don't know if Gil comes. Asante Samuel, people are asking what's up with Asante. It's just the neck thing, so I'm not sure how serious the neck thing is. But I would like to have a guy that can bridge us to safety, because I think if we can get Siobhan Revel healthy, get Trayvon Diggs healthy and Deron Bland and then have Kyer Elam, I think we are good at corner. I think we're damn good at corner. It's just getting to that point, right? Asante's getting cleared this month. So I would 1,000% take a flight because he's a guy that can play inside, but I doubt the Cowboys do it. Speaking of Diggs, I think he's back by week 4. That's my personal cut. If we can get Diggs back by week 4, I think that's incredible, right? I think if we can get Diggs back by week 4, that's perfect. We just need an early bridge to get us there to week 4. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Asante getting cleared this month. You guys know I would love Asante, but would the Cowboys do it? Probably not. Probably not. I think he's a perfect plug-and-play guy to plug right inside. I don't know, y'all. I feel like the Cowboys, personally, they're kind of done with outside acquisitions. I feel like they're kind of done right now, and, you know, they're going to go to camp, see what happens, and then if something doesn't happen at camp, they might make a move. It would be nice if they held each other accountable instead of just a few. Yeah, I think that's what they've talked about, Regina, that everybody's going to hold everybody accountable, but we'll see, right? We'll see. We're thinking about Jonu and Fairmouth. For Steelers, yeah, I think they got some talent. I know it's just got Jalen Ramsey out there as well in Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh is trying to make a little splash. We'll see what happens with the Steelers. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else. We talked about offensive line. I know there's been some stuff circulating when it comes to Tyler Guyton. I'm excited for Tyler Guyton to get to camp, to get a full off season at left tackle. I feel like the Cowboys put him in a bad spot. But we'll see if he can hit the ground running. I know Duke has spoken about him. I've kind of been hearing things in the house that he feels a lot more confident and more comfortable at left tackle. So we'll see, right? We'll see how things shake out when it comes to Tyler Guyton. But I feel like Tyler Guyton is a very important piece for this offensive line. I feel like he's an extremely important piece for this offensive line because if he doesn't work out, y'all, then we gotta get creative, right? I know a lot of people say we can plug in Austin Richards or whatnot. We'll see, right? We'll see, but I'm not sure about Awesome at left tackle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that, but as of right now, it's pretty much Tyler Guyton or bust. So Tyler Guyton is gonna have to take a massive leap. I've been saying this numerous times on this channel. Tyler Guyton is the most important piece when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys season, to be honest with you guys. If he doesn't work out, y'all, it just is what it is. But if he can work out, if he can take a leap, right? If he can give us rookie Tyler Smith type results, the Cowboys will be all right, right? But if he's like what he was last year, I don't know. I do not know. I really do not know. I think the offensive line, we have a young nucleus. I think Tyler Booker will hit the ground running. Interior guys, especially the offensive line, he can play with strength, all that stuff. But I think for the most part, he'll be good there. But outside of that, Booker be fine. I'm excited for the next leap of Cooper Beebe. I feel like Tyler Smith is solidified. I think Terrence Steele will drastically improve with his new coaching staff and new scheme. So it really just for me on Tyler Guyton and, of course, to build health. Starting D ends, what's the rotation? Micah, Fowler, Sam Williams. And then it depends on Donovan and Nealon how they do at camp. From film, does Sanborn have the traits to be really great, fundamentally sound linebacker, not a hero but highly accountable? Yeah, I don't know. Let me pause on that, Los. It's not enough there, right? It's really not enough there for Sanborn to swing one side or another, right? You guys can go do it. Go to NFL Plus. Type in Jack Sanborn. You can really watch all of Jack Sanborn's defensive clips in probably about 7 minutes, right? It's not a lot of snaps. So Jack Sanborn is pretty much an NFL rookie. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, me personally, I don't see the attraction when it comes to Jack Sanborn, right? I don't see the, oh my God, will he be solid? Yes, right? Will he be solid? I think he'll be okay. But I don't feel like he's going to be, oh my God, and he's going to turn into being like a Zach Bond type player, right? You know, last year when we got Eric Kendricks, I was ecstatic about getting Eric Kendricks because he was a veteran guy. He is a proven guy, right? He's been through the fire. So I was excited about getting Eric Kendricks. When it comes to Jack Sanborn, it's pretty much like Nick Vigil for us, right? And like, you know, Nick has played well, you know what I'm saying? But it's not enough to really hang your hat on and feel like we're good there because of Nick Vigil or something like that, or Virgil. Let me see here. I need to know about running backs. Regina, you and me both. You and me both. You and me both. I don't know. You know, like I was saying, I was watching the 2009 playoff game.